All right, folks, we will get rolling. Thank you. Okay, and pull this up. Oh, wow, you guys are like, yeah, well, fair enough. Whoops, not that. Present. Oh, Nick, give it 360. That's just perfect. A kick donkey real estate agent. That is that is awesome. I was just sharing with Jeff, like 10 years ago when this first became a thing, this meaning tacky Christmas stuff, like you really had to go to Salvation Army or Goodwill to get grandma's stuff. And now like there's a whole industry around it. It is fantastic, man. This is going to be difficult competition this year. Mercedes, you've gone all in. I respect that. Well, excited to spend time with you all today and dive in. Can someone drop in the chat if you can hear me, just so we're good there. We are mixing things up a little bit today. Decided not to do the full MVVBP. We're gonna kind of bounce around, but today's kind of theme, just as a reminder, this is the B is our belief system, and it's our predetermined way that we relate to each other. It takes the guesswork out of how we relate to each other, because whenever you're going into any scenario, whether it's negotiating a difficult scenario or it's a conflict with another agent, these are kind of the predetermined ways that we work together. Jeff, you're gonna have to wipe the smile off your face and looking at me for it. So today, as we reflect on where we've been in the past year, and as we look ahead to the year that is to come, commitment is going to be kind of the theme that we're honing in on. Someone want to take a stab or jump in on what commitment might mean? It says commitment in all things, but let's hear a couple thoughts to flesh that out a little bit more. Anyone? Commitment? Melissa.
I would say, like the one guy said last week that we heard that said that when you're committed, it's kind of like being pregnant. You're either committed or you're not.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Really setting yourself to where you're fully 100% committed in everything that you do.
Yep. It's better to say no to some things so that you can to really say yes to the things that are most important. And as this time of year, as we look towards what we're saying yes to and what we're saying no to, I think it fits. Thanks, Melissa. Mission moment. We haven't done this in a while, but let's recognize and encourage each other. I realize that you guys aren't necessarily hanging out with one another all the time, but shouting out, "Hey, Doug, welcome." It is me. In what ways have you seen one another, whether it's staff or other agents, live out the mission of Keller Williams? I will go first, just to break the ice. We had our ALC clinic last Thursday, and we have a good group of folks that are hoping to return and a good group of folks that are interested in doing it for the first time. But to the commitment piece, 4 others met me at my house at 5:45 on Thursday morning, and we rode in a truck together all the way up to Detroit and spent the day there. And no one made any money doing that day, but seeing their commitment and the sacrifice to be there for the handful that are in the room that were there, I appreciate that. Other mission moments that we can highlight or recognize. Nick.
I'm going to piggyback off of yours. So nobody really made money that day. There was 120 agents, 150.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of people there, and you guys all probably know about the shooting in Oxford at the high school. And one of the agents that was there partners with a loan officer that lost a daughter in that shooting. So it was very near and dear to his heart. So he wanted to try to raise some money during the ALC. Before lunch, what did we have? 23,000.
Well, they set the goal at 10.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. And we surpassed that like super quick. Everybody, like our table alone had over $1,000
Yeah.
we just threw together. And who was the the warranty company that was there, was America's Preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their CEO donated 5,000, so that bumped it up. And then whoever the leader of the entire region stepped up
Ginger.
and said, I'm gonna match whatever you guys have. So they took our 23,000 and doubled it to 46,000 by launch.
Yeah.
Just like that.
It was
That
really
doesn't
cool.
Tell you what KW is and who we are. That's
Yeah, just a
we
radical.
don't know them. We don't know those victims. We don't know anybody from that city, but we
Yeah.
all stepped up. I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah, radical generosity. That was a great one.
Right,
One or
so-
two others. Go ahead, Jeff.
So like I'm Jeff, everyone doesn't know me, I'm in coaching. And like, I think it starts with Gina, who's always very good to us. Like, it can be any time of the day, we can ask her a question and she'll give us an answer that we need, even if we don't like it. But like, it's kind of like gone down to the team. I feel like I can reach out to anyone on the coaching team and get an answer. And it's really a nice support system to have. Like on a Sunday night, I had a question.
Thank you.
I got an answer. So I think it's really good that the team's committed to each other right from the get-go. It's a nice foundation. Right. Do anybody else?
No, that's great. There was one person that was going to say something, I think. No, all right. I'm out of order here. So in the vein of commitment, a handful of you graduated from BOLD last week. I think we had 20 some from our market center go through. Stand up if you went through BOLD. I know. Oh, nice. Let's give a hand to these folks. BOLD was intense. Tina, you're already standing. Welcome. You graduated also. 7 weeks. Again, not making money in a sense during that time. You're not sitting at the closing table when you're in BOLD for 6 hours a day on Tuesdays. Today's our first Tuesday in forever not being in BOLD, but an amazing experience. And I think a couple key takeaways that I'd love to hear from one or two of you. Eric, I know you said you were willing to. You control only two things each day: your mindset and the actions that you take. That's it. I think that was helpful for me. And then at the end of the day, your job as a real estate agent is two things: negotiating contracts and working through the actual service of your clients and generating leads. And if you're trying to find a shortcut around generating leads, or, oh, but I'm not really one who generates leads, you're fooling yourself and you're not in the right business. And we'll talk more about kind of what it looks like to take steps in that direction. But really rich experience. Here's the full list of those who graduated, and we'll do it again next year. We don't have it yet on the calendar, but it's a good rhythm for those of us who are near in the last year. It's something that comes back around, and I think the in-person experience was a whole lot more impactful than needing to do it virtually. Here's some of our fantastic folks graduating, which was awesome.
A quick note on BOLD. If you happen to not be at the last step and you didn't get your trophy, come see me and I can get you the trophy. So just so you know, if you didn't get a trophy.
Everyone gets a trophy.
No, only those who graduated.
Amanda, can you help us welcome our new agents?
Oh, my favorite part.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, everyone. So last month we welcomed 3 agents: Shonda Davis, Megan Wilson, Greg Wolf. I know Greg's here. Give a wave, say hello. I think I see Megan there. Hi, Megan.
Where'd you get that picture?
Oh,
She's
I'll tell you later.
PI in a part-time.
Well, we're happy to have you guys here and welcome.
And also to note that's the end of this. Is we're reporting on November stuff, but Kelly Starr joined like 2 days after. So welcome, Kelly, and Danielle Ingram as well. We're thankful. And is there anyone else that I've missed? I don't think so. Yeah, glad you guys are here. Thanks, Amanda. I know it's your favorite part. Quick numbers update. This is November in review. We pick and choose the statistics that might be most meaningful to you to get a sense of where we are as a market center. So in November, we served 329 families, which was just behind the 338, which was last month's record. We closed $67.3 million in volume. which is a record. If it's highlighted, it means it's an all-time record for our market center, which is up 37.5%. Listings taken, again, this is something that we've hit in that whole narrative that listings are down this year. For those of you who are in bold, you know that that's actually not true. Listings just aren't lasting quite as long. So we almost hit 300, and I wouldn't be shocked if we hit 300 for December. But excited to see that. We sold 147 listings. The last three lines are particularly exciting to me, or particularly interesting to me and to you. These are the per agent metrics. So the average agent with us this year has sold 12.9 units so far. Stark County at 7.6, just to put that in context for those who operate in this community. Average volume per agent is just under 2.4 million. Which if we scale that number into December projects to 2.6 million, which would be our highest ever. Again, that's those who just started and haven't yet sold a house, and those who've been operating at a high level for a long time. And then our GCI per agent year to date is just over 63,000, which projects to just under $70,000 for the year, which is truly exciting to me to see the number of people that are making a real living and a good living. This is you've heard the 80-20 rule, you've heard the 90-10 rule, which real estate very much is a 90-10 environment. And so for us as a market center, it's important to see people providing for their families. And we'll talk more about kind of that as a focus. This was our profit share. I'm speaking on behalf of Dee Dee today, who is out sick, unfortunately. Which is a bummer. We shared $46,000 back with our agents in November. Year-to-date total is $467,000, which is up almost 30% year-to-date. We're going to finish the year probably at 520,000, 510-ish, depending on where things all land, which is awesome. Just as a reminder, apparently there's been murkiness, or wait, how does profit share really work? Does anybody feel unclear on how it works? I don't want to spend more time on it later. So Jeff, bottom line is when we want to grow in culture, we want to grow through our people whenever possible. And so when you say, hey, I've got a friend who I already know, who I already like, I think they should be in real estate. Great. I want our company to grow that way. And Gary wants our company to grow that way. So they would name you as their sponsor for making that introduction. And basically, as the money comes in, expenses are paid, and then half of the money that comes into the market center from a profit standpoint is shared back with the associates that help the market center to grow. So at the end of the day, a little bit of intentionality around relating to good people and referring them to me or to Gina, as the case may be, as we are kind of trained to have those conversations, is what it's about. As an update, we are running the Co-Broke Challenge, which means if you connect me with someone that I meet with, you're entered for a chance to win $500 cash. Whoever does the most is winning that. It's not a chance. They are winning that. Currently, Amanda Gordon is in first place with a whole host of people, one spot behind her. So you have 2 weeks. It ends January 1st. But if you connect me with someone who is licensed, it's not just my friend who's thinking about getting into real estate. That's good, but this is for folks that are already licensed. Mercedes?
Can you give us her number so
she's at 2, and we got a whole bunch of people at 1. So you can. I thought about putting a picture of Amanda on there with a bullseye, but I didn't want to, communicate the wrong thing. We had 4 cappers last month: Megan Holland, Julie Smith-Geyser, Susan Schmidt, and Holly Van Riper. And I don't know if any of them are here or on Zoom with us today, but let's give a hand. Nonetheless, well done. And I've asked Jose to help me do a little bit less talking in this section. So Jose, do you want to take the first column? Our top producers, you're on this list as a reminder if you sold at least 3 units in November, or you sold at least $500,000 in volume. And this list is consistently large, and it's exciting to see consistent faces as well as fresh faces. Jose, why don't you get us started?
Congratulations to Jessica Adkins, Andy Alamini, Tina Bagnoli, Shannon Bragg, Jonathan Burris, Cindy Carpenter, Olivia Christie, Rich Cosgrove, Julie Day, Mercedes Dunn, Jared and Joel Dutton, and Patty Dutton. Val Espencheed, Brandon Fleming, Amanda Garcia, Amanda Gordon, Amy Guthrie, and Tom Heidi.
I'll take the middle column here. Congratulations to Jessica Hendershot, Eric Henry, Rachel Hogue, Sam Holmes, who also had a baby like 12 days ago, which is super, super exciting. Nikki Horvath, Mike Humphreys, Dan Gendrasak, Ryan Jones, Tracy Jones, Scott Lynette Killy, Alyssa Kingsit, Marcy Klee, Mike Crum, Jessica Laird, Annabelle Lakota, Christian Lamb, Brianna Lehman, Daniel Macara, who's in Colombia right now, and Kevin McCauley.
And rounding out the list, Jose Medina, Lauren Meenan, Tyler Miller, Jen Mucci, Talitha Mummertz, Ryan Prosser, Susan Coulter, Jonathan Riley, Christina Roberto, Melissa Sanford, Susan Schmidt, Roman Smith, Julie Smith Geyser, Melissa Steiner, Lance Trainum, Chris Trees, Holly Van Riper, Trisha Tenpenny Wagner, Stephanie Webb, and Michelle Yarbrough.
I think we have like 6 first timers on that list, so that is awesome. Let's give a hand. All right, I think we're gonna break up my monotony. Andrea, why don't you come on up and give us an update in the world of title?
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever you celebrate. I actually don't have anything fantastic and amazing to say, except for it's been a really fantastic year with you guys. And I just want to remind you that in that profit sharing that Mark was talking about, Stonegate does put into profit sharing. So if you take part in that, and if you have somebody in your downline, then you actually get to participate. Well, Stonegate participates in that for you. So you're actually getting money whenever you work with us at Stonegate Title. So we love working with you guys. You're amazing. And that's really all I have. So,
Jingle all the way. Okay, and you sent that to me? Okay. Rich is in Columbus today for a meeting. And so we are going to hear from Rich. Hopefully there are no issues here. We will send this to you and drop it on our Facebook page because it is not working right away. That is okay. What's that?
try to play it from the email.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't know if you can hear it.
Maybe we'll just see.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it next time.
Sorry about that.
No, no worries. All righty. Moving right along. Rich, enjoy Columbus. Lynn, man, this is a day of MIAs. Those who are here, we're thankful. Lynn is on a cruise ship in somewhere nice and warm. I hope. I hope it's not raining on her. But we wanted to highlight, I'm sure you guys have gotten the emails about it. There have been iterations. You've had kind of a consumer facing app with Keller Williams, and you've had a kind of Kelly, which is kind of Siri for real estate, but it has not kind of linked in as wholly as it does now with Command. So if you have not yet done it, one of the priorities as KW talks about technology is making sure what you need is in your hand, in your pocket, because we know agents are on the road all the time. So if you haven't downloaded it already, you can run your contacts, you can run your smart plans, you can see who's up next in your tasks to reach out to. It's designed to be your kind of home hub, very similar to what you see in the desktop format. So hop onto your app store, download it. It should link to the account that you already have set up, Lord willing, within Command, and go from there. Really good feedback we've heard thus far. Has anybody played around with it much? Lori, do you want to share a little bit about your experience with it so far?
It's really great for adding contacts right away, so I don't forget about that when I'm next in front of my computer. You can't set people up on like, you know, smart plans or anything, I don't think, on there.
Right, you can manage the smart
But the
plans, but you can't.
contacts you can manage, which is super helpful. And then also another fun thing, once you put your contact in the command app, there's a little option at the top, the dots on the top, where you can save the contact to your phone. So I like that step.
Mhm. Awesome. What's that?
I said, that's efficient.
It is. Gina, come on down.
Hi, everybody. Congrats for those of you who graduated Bold. And I'm so excited. We had such a nice group from coaching go to Bold as well. And I'm happy to hear all the fun stories that you guys have learned, all the great stuff. Couple of things also. We had 20 cappers out of coaching this year. So I thought I would mention that today because it's the end of the year. So I'm so excited and congratulations to those of you. We really need to step it up. That means for next year. So I'm excited about that. Also, you guys know that we do a contest in coaching every month. We're kind of switching it up, and I wanted to mention it today because you guys can all do this. We have an app, thanks to Sam finding the app for us, called Counter Tally Counter. And then you can create categories and give yourself points each week, which is what the group is doing. So Amy and I will be collecting those tallies from the agents in coaching every week. And at the end of the month, we will have our winner from that. And we just created different topics, like the things that you're supposed to be doing anyway. So scripting partners, how many buyer's agency contracts that you get signed, how many listing appointments you go on, how many note cards that you write per week. So for every 10, you get a point. Anyone who's not in coaching wants information, please let me know. And I also wanted to mention that we have a working with buyers class tomorrow. It's going to be from the time you meet the buyer till you have a transaction on the deal with them. And then next week is contract to close. So we'll kind of round out the end of the year with that. And then I'm excited to say we're going to be implementing and kicking off the year with some Ignite classes starting in January. And that is open for anyone to come. I kind of like to tweak it a little bit. So there'll be a lot of the content that you're used to seeing on KW with some more real life stories and situations kind of added to that. So we're happy to see you all. And I was so happy to see so many of you in and out of coaching join us last week for the vision board class. So thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. All right, that's all I've got.
Thanks, Gina. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Our friends from cross country, Cliff, Jessica. I haven't seen Haley. You guys rock, paper, scissoring. You guys are matching today. Was that coordinated?
We didn't even plan it.
We didn't plan it. This was the most festive thing I had, so.
Oh my gosh.
So thanks, everybody. I just wanted to give a quick thank you. Everybody has been so welcoming to us since we've been here. I know it's been only a couple of months and we're still getting to meet everybody, but I just wanted to say thank you. The generosity and people we've met has been really great. And on Thursday, we are hosting a class that is called our Total Expert. It's kind of a way that we can help you guys with your marketing. It's one of the things that we give back that is completely free, and it will really help build your business. And with our new partnership, it's we really want to show you guys ways that you can learn from our marketing center and then also promote both us and cross country. So if you haven't heard about the class on Thursday, we would love for you to come. It's going to be at 4 o'clock, and then we're going to do some cocktails afterwards. So it'll be a little bit mix of learning and fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a great time. So hopefully you guys can make it. And then I just wanted to put this on your guys' radar too. So like in January, we're going to set up another class that we're going to invite our appraisal management company guy down, plus a live appraiser too, that's going to come in and just talk to you guys about scenarios, what you guys are seeing in the market, whether it's coming to home values and what to look for. And you guys can drill them, ask them questions, go over scenarios, all those types of things, anything that we can do, to help, your business each and every day, as well as just help us grow as a partnership. Okay. And we're also going to kind of touch base on a new system that's going to be coming out That's our easy close system. It's going to be like a virtual close. I mean, this is outstanding game changer stuff, guys. I mean, it's going to be, you know how you had scenarios where you maybe had a client that was out of town and, you know, couldn't close and they had to overnight the dots and all those types of things. We're starting to have a new system now, which is going to help put an end to some of that. Okay. And I'll go over more details and everything when we have the meeting, but really exciting, fun stuff. And we're looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Libations are drinks, in case anybody was unclear on that to this point. I love me some eggnog, in case anyone's, you know, swinging by the grocery store. Not so much. I feel like it's a polarizing, you're either in or you're out sort of crowd.
Commitment in all things.
Commitment in all things. Be in, Sam, be in. All right, so last meeting of 2021, as a leadership team, we thought it would be helpful to kind of have some time, and this will be me talking, but also us interacting a little bit about where we've been. You know, it's hard to take good steps forward as a team, but as individuals within your business without a level of reflection. So we're going to kind of talk about what has the last year held, and I'd love to hear from some of you, and then share some of what we are excited about, kind of from a vision and things that we're putting in place standpoint, from a market center standpoint. A lot of this came about by way of your surveys. I think we had 89 people, something like that. A good turnout of folks when we send out the end of year surveys, say, hey, what's going well? What's important to you? What are you hoping for next year? How can you grow? How can we grow? And so we heard that. We had an advance end of November, kind of filtering through all of that, and we're excited about that. A few highlights. I think to not put too much emphasis on the COVID-19 piece, because mercifully we've been able to move through that, but that has continued to be a cloud, you might say, in your businesses, but also for many of us personally. And whether it's the disruption of life in a kid can't go to school and what do I do now sort of way, or in a more significant way through loss or hospitalizations, as I know some of you have had those impacted by. I hesitate to say, oh, we're through it, because I don't know what that will mean, but that has been a very real theme of this year. We have also moved into a new space as we, I think, outgrew the function of our previous space. We're excited for what this one will hold. We served through Red Day, through the LG Cares golf outing that we've put on each year, just as a couple of instances. We have grown. That's what this is. We have grown. You know, every month it seems as though we highlight a new record in some case. And I know that not everybody experiences that in a personal, in your business sort of way. And we're excited to partner with you to reverse that script. I put the wave there. Does anyone know what's happening in this wave? I wish I had like a 30-second video. This is a rising tide is what this is supposed to be. And I think you've heard, you know, all ships rise when the tide is rising. And I think it's easy to say, I've had my best year ever. Good job. That's awesome. Is that because you did good, hard things, or is it because prices were up this year? And that's going to be different for each one of you, but I think it's important. And this is a reflection for me as well. Yeah, this is a year where a lot of people wanted to get into real estate and our value proposition was strong. But as we think about good habits, how much credit is appropriate for us to take? I'd love to hear from a few of you, whether for us as a team or for you in your life and your business, what are themes as we look back on what this past year has been for us? Anyone?
As usual,
Yeah.
the arrow was pointing at me, because Jose loves when I say that, because there's silence, because I feel like I have to speak up, but growth has been a huge thing. Like, we have doubled our coaching group, doubled the sales every year. And again, this year we did as well. And so for me, a big change and along with that is an increase continuously So I'm really excited to see where that goes next year for all of your individual businesses as well as the group. It's extremely important for me, for you to help you. I see the success through what you guys can do. So growth is a huge part and is technically my word for next year.
Good one. Others? Christian?
Yeah, I think when I reflect back on the year, I see a change in leadership in the Market Center. And I think, as I've spent time with you, and I think there's a lot of new agents that came on, I think that, you've been a really good representative of the culture of KW. And I think that's going to continue to impact us, and we're going to continue to grow just based off you. So
That's really kind. I appreciate that.
we appreciate you.
Thanks, Christian. I'm crying here beneath my holiday glasses. One or two others? Danielle. Ooh, I didn't notice that there are wings. That is, man. Go ahead, sorry.
And there is a combination lockbox on the front door.
It is my first year in real estate.
And that combo is
First year doing
4122.
what I used to do in the past. And,
Yep.
I thought I was doing good. I was going through the training that was provided for me. But going forward, what has really opened my eyes is how much you guys offer for training and just what is available and so many different people to reach out to, so many more people to reach out to. So if I could help another new agent that was like me and really struggled, that's what I want to do.
Love that. Yeah, when you have an abundance mindset, it's easy to share, because believe it or not, there's no secrets to win in this business. But sometimes we need a leg up or a little bit extra support. Was there one other? There's all kinds of flinches that I'm trying to, everyone's avoiding eye contact with me. Cool. So as we talked as a leadership team, and as we even spoke as a kind of ALC candidate group last week, thinking about kind of what are the themes, because as growth happens both in the market and in our market center, there's exciting things about that, but then there's challenges and things that we need to be wise and aware of in that. So just 4 kind of ones that I want to highlight today, and then we'll talk, give some examples about what this might look like that we're excited about in the year to come. Growth through culture. This is not just a numbers game. We want to, and this is true in the way that you care for your families as well. Relational, not transactional. We want to work with people that are excited to share, that are excited to support one another, that are excited to be the sorts of agents that people like doing deals with and don't feel like they need to sacrifice their ethics at the door. And you guys help more than anyone in embodying that, but also helping us to grow in that way. Another theme is how do we, and this showed up a number of different ways in the survey, as we grow, how do we, words like family. I miss the family environment. And 5 years ago we had 40 agents, and now we have 240 agents, and so the dynamics are different. But what is the opportunity for us to grow, to get smaller as we grow, if that makes sense, and whether that's through particular groups or whether that's through particular kind of segmented mastermind groups, which we'll talk about in a minute. We're excited to do that. We're excited to partner in your growth. This is an industry where you guys are 1099 contractors. If you don't want to get up and do your work in a given day, unless it's violating licensing law, that's your choice. We're not going to call you and say it's 10:30. How much lead gen have you done today? That being said, I had the opportunity to go to Austin last week and learn directly from Gary and a group of other team leaders. His word for the year for this moment in real estate is partnership. What does it look like for different companies, different organizations, but market centers with their agents to view them as truly as partners as we grow together? More of a shoulder to shoulder mentality than just a, hey, here's what we got going on, take it or leave it. Which at the end of the day, it is your choice to take it or leave it, but we want to help you grow in that way. And then fourthly, and tied to that, and that commitment piece that we talked about from the belief system, commitment and accountability. We are excited to partner more directly with those who are most excited to really grow. If you say, hey, I just want to sell 2 houses next year and just kind of do it on the side, that's okay. That's ultimately your choice. But if you say, hey, I want to be one of the ones that's making more than 65K next year, which for some of you would be a step up, and others of you, you need to set your sights higher. We want to really be shoulder to shoulder with you and say, what does commitment and accountability to that look like? How can we support you in that way? Some of you are familiar with the 6 personal perspectives. I'm gonna have Jose riff on this with me in a second. The 6 personal perspectives are basically in studying top producers, top performers across all fields. This is not a real estate specific set of principles. The top performers in whatever industry consistently live out these 6 personal perspectives. We're going to highlight on a couple of them. They commit to self-mastery, which is mastering themselves, not just a thing. Committing to the 80-20 principle, which is focusing on the right things at the end of the day. Moving from E to P, being learning-based, the foundation of your action plan, which is I'm always growing, I'm always learning. They are focusing on removing their limiting beliefs. And there's so many examples of that. And then they are accountable, which is another version of commitment. Jose, I know you're passionate about E to P. What does it mean to you, and kind of how has that played out in your life and your business?
Yeah, so that was one, when I first heard about this a couple years ago, I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does E to P mean? And if you've never heard about it or you don't fully understand it, what E to P means is E is entrepreneurial. So like, I get up every day and I'm going to accomplish these items without much accountability, without much strategy around it, without, people holding me accountable to it. So that looks different for everyone. Everyone's ceiling of entrepreneurial spirit is different. So in our world, it could be, I can get up and I can sell 10 houses every year pretty easily without causing too much sweat to me. Or it's 30 houses, or it's 50 houses. And then how do I go from hitting that level of achievement that I'm naturally gifted at to that next level, right? I'm hitting a level. What's the breakthrough that I need? What do my actions need to look differently, et cetera? So 2 quick examples is, this is not a real estate thing. This is like a life thing. Mm-hmm. So I ran 2 half marathons and I missed the time that I wanted for 2 of those half marathons. And so like thinking about this and how do you apply it to real life is like, I got a coach for running, which is an actual thing. You can pay people to tell you to run.
Do it faster next time.
So like, but I got a coach in that season. He put me on a training program that I had to do a certain amount every day and then report back to him. And then that next time when I did it, that 3rd year, I not only got the number that I wanted, but I actually beat it by a minute, which is a half marathon is a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's one way to have a breakthrough. Mm-hmm. You'll see that with people with, diets, New Year's resolutions, stuff like that. That's breaking through that ceiling. The other part, business-wise, is, before I came to KW, we wouldn't really have a business plan. We'd just be like, oh, we're going to sell more houses next year than we are this year. And so the P to part for me and my business was let's create a GPS every year, mm-hmm. right? Let's create a business plan, a 1-page business plan that has the strategies that we're going to work on, and that are going to support where we want to go. And then having someone holding me accountable to that as well. So just 2 examples of going from my natural ability to putting actions and accountability around it to actually hit something higher and achieve something higher.
Right. Purposeful.
Oh, sorry. That would have been helpful.
Entrepreneurial to purposeful.
Yeah.
So as we think about kind of some of those themes and then tie them in a second to some of the things we're going to be putting in place, it's what does intentionality, which starts with your goal, and then reverse engineering the behaviors and saying, what are the models, what are the systems, and what are my week in, week out habits that I need to employ in order to hit these? And this is just a visual. It basically says, and Jose highlighted this, entrepreneurial And to be clear, and I'm not mad at anyone, most people live in entrepreneurial land. I can sell 10 houses a year. I don't really do lead gen in this way, but I'm a good person and I try to help people out, and that generally comes back around to help me. Most people live in that space. And so if you're in a 90-10 entrepreneurial to purposeful sort of ratio, which is maybe accurate for a lot of people, you're not going to turn from that into a robot. That's not the goal. It is how do you move the needle meaningfully in the right direction? And if you do that 5 to 10% each year, we're all on a journey here. So that kind of illustrates that kind of the path that we're on there. So a couple of things as we talk about partnering. Yeah.
One other thing, can you go back to that slide? I think the cool thing, well, not the cool thing, but somewhat frustrating, cool, however you want to look at it.
Those are very different things.
When you hit a natural achievement of ceiling and then you have a breakthrough, you'll see again, like you're going to hit another ceiling, right? And you're going to have to get creative. And what took you from there to like that new achievement of ceiling, like you're going to have a different breakthrough to get to that next level of ceiling. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like it is always adapting and you may decide, hey, I'm good at level 2. That fits my life. That fits who I am. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to have that breakthrough, if you will, there's different models and different strategies that you're going to have to go to.
Right. To go from 10 to 20 is one level of purposeful, but to go from 20 to 70 is a different set of questions that you build upon. It's not like, well, we'll scrap that and now we'll do this necessarily. Good point. So here's a few things that we're excited to do in the year to come. So we as a market center put together a GPS. I didn't want to just throw it all up there because it's might feel overwhelming, but it's literally a 1-page. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're excited about. So one of those things is we want to help at least 50 agents to hit $65,000 plus in GCI. If you made $100,000 this year, don't lower your bar. If you hit $40,000 this year, then this is a great target to hit at. But for us as a market center, hey, we want to help as many people as possible provide a meaningful life for their family. And we realize that situations are different. Some of the things that we're putting in place to help in that regard is that we are going to be running a contest this year. This is kind of a first time effort. We're going to be doing a trip giveaway, details still TBD, for all who hit $65,000 plus in GCI. And so again, if you hit more than that, don't settle. You'll still qualify. But if you're looking to make that jump, and because I talk with a lot of people, oh, it would be great. It would be great. We're kind of laying down the gauntlet and say, we want you to be one of those 50. And we're going to provide opportunities to partner with you and for you to raise your hand and to hit that goal. In that vein, another one of our priorities is to help every agent. And I like even flutter as I say that because there's some people who just choose not to participate in things, and I'm not mad at you, but I'm coming for you, to put a GPS and a 411 in place. That's not going to happen right away. That's not going to happen by the new year, but we're committed to partnering with you. Gina, Rich, Didi, and I are going to be pursuing folks in that vein, but also doing business planning as a way to kind of set the stage to help you know that you're on the right path and not just winging it. Putting the 4 foundational models in place, which we'll talk more about in the future to make sure that you're on the right way. As we think about getting smaller as well, that third one down on the left, segmented mastermind opportunities, finding ways for those who are in a similar stage of life to learn and grow together. You know, we have that in the coaching group, newer agents that are sharing and supporting and collaborating with one another. And we're trying to scale that out meaningfully. So we're going to be doing a quarterly mastermind for rainmakers, which is those who are leading teams to think through the unique opportunities, challenges there. We will be doing one, I'm calling it the leverage mastermind. So if you're a $3 to $10 million producer who's looking to say, hey, do I need to add an admin, or do I need to utilize technology on a higher level? I think I want to start a team, but I don't really know the path. This is going to be the sandbox where we kind of work on that together. We're going to be doing a group for admin and operations staff. of teams, the unsung, under-recognized heroes of a lot of what happens here, the people who make this place and the respective teams go, as a chance to help them learn from one another. And then I'm also excited for us to get team agents in the room together, where we talk about the unique opportunities to kind of grow within a team setting as a driven, goal-oriented person. So excited about that, and stay tuned for more information and details in that regard. We will be more shoulder to shoulder in essential activities. Lead gen is part of my world. Lead gen is part of Gina and Amy's world. What does it look like for us to say, hey, we're doing this now, come join with? Same with technology. Yeah, we're offering a class, but let's get in a room and work on our tech stuff together as we learn together. We have a goal of having 60% of our agents utilizing Command at a contacts, smart plans, opportunities way, and that's going to happen, but we're coming for you in that regard as well. And then there's other ideas around wealth building club, obviously ALC committees, geographically based groups. If you're in Worcester or Mansfield, even south of here, as we grow in that direction, ways for you to plug in and feel as though you've got a tribe within our tribe. I'm curious, thoughts, questions? Is there anything that's major that you feel like, oh, I really hoped you would have spoken to this as we think about some of the things that are important to us together in the next year?
I can just say I'm excited about the things that are coming. I don't think there's anything that you necessarily missed, but just for myself, where I'm wanting to take my business, I think these things are going to be great.
Awesome. Others? One of the ones I didn't put on there, the growth of the market center and profit share is something that I'm passionate about, but I am excited to coach and mentor agents that are looking to get more intentional about that this year. And Amanda's going to be working with us in the growth committee of the ALC as we partner in that regard. Any other thoughts or questions? I don't know if I'm not monitoring the chat here. Melissa.
I think that in this business, we get so busy, and sometimes we definitely need somebody to work with us to set our GPS so that when we know where we're going, because it comes to the end of the year and it's like, you look back and it's like, did you really make your business grow? Or have you just been stressed out running around doing a bunch of stuff? So I think that you helping us and, just markets that are really coming together, helping other agents, setting that GPS and doing the 411, I think it's definitely going to benefit everyone.
We all need it. I think we all need accountability, even if we're in this to be a solopreneur. One of the things, just as a heads up, is once we get to a certain point in the year, we don't meet unless you've got those things in place. Not because I'm mad at you, but because you have to have a plan in place, and a lot of people are winging it, and we want to be more intentional about that. Mercedes.
Story of this, the conference that we went to, about how he was going to mentor someone, and then he asked for their plans,
Mm-hmm.
and he could tell that they did it like last second and sent it over to him. And then he basically said, I'm not taking this call right now until you are serious about your plan and you actually spent time on it. And then they called him a month later and it was completely different for what they wrote down. So it's like focusing on that.
We want to support you, but we want to partner with you. And sometimes that means saying, what do you want to do? And let's get there together. And sometimes that's a hard conversation, or, hey, let's meet again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because I don't think we're in the business of like holding someone's hand to do something. They have to have that drive to do it. But it's like guiding them by not holding their hand.
Right. Well said. Well, as you have more thoughts or questions around that, come to me, come to any member of the Market Center leadership team, because nothing is static. We've got things that we're putting in place, but this is a living, breathing organism, and your input and your involvement matters. Miss Nancy, why don't you come on down and share what's happening in your world? Yeah, don't fall down. Come down.
By the way, we're not home inspection.
Oh, goodness.
We're home warranty, but that's okay. I want to say, first of all, congratulations on a wonderful year. You guys have rocked, and I have been so thankful to watch you grow and all the new agents that have come on board. I mean, you really are doing a phenomenal job here. And Jose, your team and everybody, you know, Mark, you know, Gina, all of you should be really proud of yourself. And I also want to say thank you for supporting me this past year. I've been so grateful for those of you that have used 210. I'll continue to be there for your clients. And also just to let you know too, even in a down year, you had, for me anyway, there was record numbers of warranties from you guys. And I'm very thankful for that. And then also I want to mention too, that we paid out for your clients that use their warranty, just about $37,000 in claims this past year. And that is wholesale because our pricing is, because we have our negotiated pricing with contractors and on our systems and appliances and parts, that figure probably would have been at least double, probably, you know, close to that 80,000 mark if it was pure retail. So I'm really happy that we were able to provide that for you. And then two things I just want to mention going forward into the new year. We have a new form, broker referral form to get the broker referral fee. One of the things that our form was a little cumbersome because we asked for model numbers and serial numbers if you could get them. Now we're taking that out. All you have to do is give us brands. Yeah, so super easy, super easy. So I'll get that to you guys for those that are interested. I'll make sure you guys have one to put in your system if you're in need of it. And then also on January 5th, I am doing a CE class, a 1-hour CE that is promoted and sponsored by TK Home Inspection. It's on their website, it's virtual. If you're interested, if you're, you know, Christmas is over and you're kind of like in that letdown mode, you know, do something to pick yourself up. Maybe that 1-hour CE would be right for you. 10 o'clock on the 5th of January. Go to TK Home Inspection's website. They have it posted there. And I'd love to see you join. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, we are rounding third.
All right. Is it up to me?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's all up to you.
All right. So there's a basket being passed around right now, and everybody please take a little note card to vote for your favorite ugly sweater. Favorite ugly sweater. We have prizes that were donated by Sam and the Culture Committee originally for Trunk or Treat, which unfortunately was canceled. So we've got some little date night baskets.
Ooh.
For first and second prize. So if you participated in the ugly sweater festive
Let's have
attire-
everyone who participated come down here real quick and we'll do a 30-second
Yeah,
fashion
everybody
show.
come on up.
Get your ugly sweater down here.
If you don't know the name of the person, just write their sweater.
What? This is just my sweater. I didn't realize we were having a contest today.
Old guy with beard.
I really was hoping for this lady.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Squeeze your hand. Oh, man.
All right,
This
so
is awful.
as that basket is passed around, and you all can vote as well, like vote for your favorite.
Yeah, let's start with Jeff. Just say your name and then we'll fire down here.
I'm Jeff.
Nick,
Scott.
Danielle,
Hannah, Mercedes, Sherry,
Ken.
Amy,
Zuri's.
Sam,
Chris, Kelly.
Mark. All right.
Again.
Let's name it this way.
All right.
All right.
Take it good.
Well-
Somebody should get a picture of this. Somebody over here. I get a picture and send it to me.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you guys.
I like that.
Right, smile.
I mean,
she's so much fun.
Awesome.
right. Nice. Where
All
are
right. Thank you guys. They're around.
Okay.
So drop your vote in the basket, and then right as we break for lunch, I'll figure out the winner and I will announce the winner. So stick around for the next 5 minutes.
Chris, that's
All right.
strong. Jeff's gonna throw away in both hands.
Okay.
Everyone's moving it up.
We also have a really exciting tax fee coming up. It actually is going to be great. So it's, what week is this? It's this Friday.
Yeah.
Wow, December is flying by. So we have a tax CE this Friday. It's 1 hour CE credit, but then we have an extra half an hour for your Q&A. So any questions you have about real estate taxes, it's going to be led by Scott Shields. So make sure you come back. Yes. No, it is in person only, right here in the Canton training room. If you want to go to the next one. We also have our holiday party, but it's a New Year's party. So that's coming up on Friday, January 28th at Royal Docks. Our party got pushed back because a tornado came through and took the roof off of Royal Docks. So if you're wondering, why aren't we having a holiday party? It got pushed back a little bit, but it's still going to be great. So ring in the new year with Legacy. And then we have family reunion coming up here in February. I just wanted to let you know that the signups are live. You can go ahead and register. It will take place in Orlando, Florida. And we'll also be having a watch party here at the Market Center, similar to Mega Camp. So everyone will be getting a text here around 12:30 to RSVP to several different events. Please put in your RSVP so I can know who's coming. And finally, I wanted to say thank you to the Culture Committee for putting on the food drive for the canned goods. All of those canned goods are going to go to Refuge of Hope in downtown Canton, and that it's just amazing. I'm always amazed by the Legacy agents and your generosity.
Yeah.
I also want to say thank you to Amanda Gordon for putting on it's called A Very Veteran Christmas. I'm gonna let her come up and explain what she's doing and what she still needs for it.
Yes, so for all of you who don't know me, name to the face, I'm Amanda Gordon. So I do a lot with veteran buyers, and recently I had a family, it's a mom, a dad, and they have 3 little children. So they're 1, 3, and I think the boy is like 8 years old. And as we were going through the house, they kept asking for things that a normal buyer wouldn't typically ask for. So I started to get the sense that there was something going on. I just didn't really know what. And then they started asking for like dressers. They started asking for like the TVs, and it just got like deeper and deeper. So we're doing the home inspection, and the owner decided to stay for the inspection, which I know we all love. And he was like so humble about it, the dad, who's the veteran, but he's like, hey, like if you have anything that you are okay getting rid of, you know, my kids would really love it. And so she's like, well, I think we want to get rid of this toy and maybe this toy. And I'll be honest with you, the toys were like gross, like they were very filthy. And there was like a kitchen, and it was like sitting outside on their front porch, and the dad's like, listen, he's like, I don't know how to ask for this, but any toys that we can have, my kids really need it. So I start talking to them a little bit more, and I'm like, gosh, how do I ask that question? Like, do you need more things? And they tell me that like their stuff, they literally have 1 plastic tote per kid. That is what they're living out of. So buying a house was like a huge deal for them. And I didn't realize just how big of a deal. They are just in a really hard situation. So I was like, gosh, like I have to do something. I just don't know what. So I just kind of, as a way to try to give back to this family, I'm doing a very veteran Christmas. So as people are making donations, and what we're really looking for, the last things that I think we need, we've gotten a ton of little kid gifts, but it's just like a filled up stocking for each kid. And then anything that we can do for mom and dad. So bedding, I didn't realize is like a huge thing. So for the 1-year-old, any kind of bedding and sheets we can do, they're all in twin beds. Mom and dad are in a queen. So any kind of sheets for mom and dad and a comforter set of some sort. And then kitchen type items, bath towels, gift cards we can give to the parents, just anything like that is really the last bit of items. I currently have a room in my house that looks like elves have exploded. But what the plan is they have signed a waiver that I'm allowed to take pictures of them.
They have no idea this is coming. So when they go in to do their final walkthrough, which they have texted me like 20 times, they're so excited to do this. My plan is to have all the gifts wrapped and put
that's
there.
awesome.
And so they'll walk in. I know it's gonna be very emotional, makes me want to cry. But the other thing is, if anybody has any kind of Christmas tree that, I don't care if it looks like horrible, we can tape it, we can do whatever we need, but they do not have a Christmas tree. So I was going to try to find a Christmas tree and have it set up. I have a group of people that are going to help me drive down to Newcomerstown. So if you want to be a part of that, absolutely, the more the merrier. But my goal is to have it videoed so that we as a market center can share in the excitement and just really be a blessing to them. So
When do they close?
they're closing, it's supposed to be on the 21st. So I was saying, like, if we could have all stuff in by the 20th, that's a Sunday, I think. Oh no, it's the 19th is a Sunday. So the 20th is a Monday. But I'm gonna, like, I have a group of people coming over. We're gonna wrap everything. And there is a Facebook page. So I didn't realize I accidentally set it up to private. But it worked out because I didn't want, I guess, them to see it. But if you go onto the Facebook page, I'll just keep approving you. You guys can come into it. And I take a picture of all the donations that come in, and then I post it. That way everybody can see what's come in and we don't get duplicates. But, you know, don't feel obligated. But if this is on your heart, it would be awesome, because it broke mine. So
I will buy the tree.
okay.
Awesome.
I have one I can donate.
Yeah.
You do, okay. Yeah, anything that would help would be
Awesome.
really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
Private Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's very Veteran Christmas. Yes, and actually it's in the newsletter. So if you scroll down, there's a quick link. We thought that was like the easiest way for you to find it.
awesome. Well, thanks for leading in that way, Amanda, and for highlighting that. I think that's all the doctor ordered. Amanda is back there setting up a spread for us. There's a hot cocoa bar. And if I haven't gotten your 3-second video picture, I'm going to be coming around and getting that. Bold graduates, we're going to gather in here for a roundtable discussion at 12:30 to debrief and share some ideas. And I think
We're good.
that's a wrap. Thanks to those joining us on Zoom. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah.